That's right, we are back for another Tactical Tuesday. And it's not just any Tuesday, it's Melbourne Cup Tuesday. Now, no matter where you are in the world, hopefully you know of the Melbourne Cup. And I live in sunny Melbourne, and today it is sunny. Usually it's 4 seasons in one day, but today has been very warm, 30 degrees Celsius. Whatever Fahrenheit is, I have no idea. But if you're watching from another Fahrenheit-type location, let me know in the comments below. Oh, hello, Lindsay. I've got the comments over here. I'm just going to move them over so I can see them a little bit easier. And today we're going to get into some tactical stuff. But before I do, incredibly interesting day today. Not only did my youngest daughter win the most money out of the entire family with $147 on the cup, but it's also election day. Officially now it's election day in the US, and it's going to be incredible to see who wins that race and what it means for the rest of the world. So I'm not going to give my opinions here, but feel free to put your opinions in the comments. But I'm just looking to see what happens, because I don't think we're going to find out in 24 hours. I've put a bet on. I was surprised this year that Sportsbet actually had you could bet on the US election. So I did put a bet on, and I'll reveal the result of that after the election is run and won. But today, what I'd like to talk about is kaleidoscopes. Now, when I was a child, I loved kaleidoscopes. In fact, I still do. But when I became a marketing professional, I decided to create a kaleidoscope of my own. Now, what a marketing kaleidoscope allows you to do is very much like the kaleidoscope that you have when you're a child, right? So you can twist it this way and it creates a series of patterns. You twist it the other way and it creates a whole new series of patterns. Now, when it comes to marketing, the sort of patterns you're looking to create are a kaleidoscope of opportunities for campaigns. Because when you are doing marketing for any length of time, one of the things that you're looking for is, how do I create ideas for effective marketing campaigns? And so that's what I'm going to show you today, a little tactic which I call a marketing kaleidoscope. You can have it as your marketing kaleidoscope too, which will allow you to create an infinite number of campaign ideas for your marketing and sales. All right, so let's move this out of the way. It's very warm here today, so I'm in a bit of a t-shirt. I'm a bit rough and ready too, because it's a bit of a public holiday. So I've got to clean myself up for tomorrow when it's right back to work again. But pull the old board in, and we are going to show you the marketing kaleidoscope. Now, what am I going to use? I'll use this one. All right, so this is an ideas presentation. So you're going to see some concentric circles. All right, so this is my marketing kaleidoscope. It's 3 concentric circles that work together. Now, in marketing, there's all sorts of different things. There's the 4 Ps. There's the know, like, and trust. There's also the 3 Ms, and they make up the kaleidoscope. So you've got your market. Now, for a number of you, there'll be different types of market. Now, I've already explained this in the past, what a market is. It is not a series of demographics. It's what specific problems do you solve, and therefore who has those problems. That's the markets, right? So you've got market, you've got message. What do you want to say to that market? What do you want to say to those people? And finally, you've got method. So method is the 3rd one. And method is, how do you want to communicate with those people? So what I like to do when I'm starting with any new client is have a look at the market, the message, and the method, and start creating some lists that are going to now enable you to have a stockpile of opportunities to go through. So to give you some examples, I'm going to go to market. Now, in my old agency that I had called Crimson Fox, still runs, but I'm not doing that work anymore. But when we used to do the marketing agency work, so there'd be web design, graphic design, video promotion, things like that, we had 3 markets that we would work with. One was called Sally, and Sally was a marketing director, really incredibly smart, knowledgeable, experienced, knew what she was doing. What she wanted from me and my team was support because she was had limited time, limited budget, limited team, and she needed support of our team. So support is what that market needed from us. And then I had another one called Frank. Now, Frank had run his business for 20 odd years and had run a pretty successful race. You know, he had a business that had employees, and it was building a nest egg towards his longevity. But he'd had his head so stuck in the business for a long time that when he looked up, he was like, wow, where do all these competitors come from? And how do I now compete in this new space? So for Frank, it was all about ideas. So it was ideas for Frank. Then there was another one called Guy. It was a bit of a pain in my bum, and we didn't like to work with Guy too much, so we wouldn't always go out to him, but often he would come to us. It's a person younger than 5 years in the business. He's running at 100 different miles an hour. 100 different directions at 100 miles an hour, right? So he's all over the place. What he needs is focus, but it's not what he wants. He wants results, right? So, but its focus was the thing that we actually provided for him. And so we could only work with a limited amount of guys who are ready to do that focus work. So there were my 3 markets. Now, you might have 3 markets, you might have 8 markets, you might have 1 market, but it's all around the problem you solve. So this one was support, new ideas, and focus. Those were the 3 things in the marketing space we were able to provide these people. Then I go, all right, so there's my 3 there. Then I go, all right, what are the messages that I want to send out to these people? So it'll be, we can help you was one of them. Another one was, one of the one I remember we did, it was like marketing is child's play. I actually used my kids for this ad, and I had them all speaking about all the marketing jargon in it. I might show you that one day. But but marketing's child's play for us was the point, right? So child's play. And another message might be trusted, right? Because like we had clients, it was rare that we would have a client that didn't stick around for like 4 years. You know, that's the sort of work we do, where other marketing companies were like 1 campaign and they were done. So trusted. So there's 3, and we could come up with a whole series of others, usually about the value that you provide for people. They're the sort of messages you can have. Then method. So, for instance, we might go to them via email. We might use some sort of ads, like Facebook ads or Google ads, something like that. Another method might be networking or speaking, right? So there's all these different methods. And so what you do is you then go and put each of these in a box. So you go, all right, I'm going to talk to Sally. And I'm going to talk to Sally about the child's play. And I'm going to do that via speaking. All right, so for this campaign, I would go, all right, how do I talk to Sally about the child's play aspect of what we do and do it through speaking? And I would create a keynote would be basically what I would create, and it would share that message specifically to that market. Then I go, all right, so I'm going to get Sally that way, but I also want to get it another way. So how else can I do that? Well, I can shift the method, and this time I just change it in. I interchange it with email. So then how do I create an email for Sally that's about child's play? And then I might go, all right, well, I've already sent her that email. Now, what about a different email? Right, this time I want to talk about trusted. So then I come up with a campaign about trusted. And so you can make these lists very, very long. There's no reason why you have to have like the 3 that I've given there as examples. You could have 10, 20 different things on this list through a very simple brainstorming exercise that you could do in probably less than an hour. Then once you've got that, that's actually something you can put up on the wall when you need to do a new campaign, when you're looking to actually launch something new or whatever it might be. You can reference that and say, which of these things do I want to mix and match like a kaleidoscope to create my new campaign? And so it's an idea generation tactic. Now, I haven't heard any questions from anyone out there, so I'm probably going to wind things up. It's a really interesting time, actually, where whether it's with the elections, with what's going on here in Melbourne, with Melbourne opening up, Australia being quite low on the cases, but the rest of the world going really, really high. So it's an incredible time for business. And I think that it's a really good time right now at the start of November, not to be just making plans for the next year, but potentially taking advantage of the last weeks, because really we're talking about 8 weeks until the end of the year, to actually get stuff done. There is about half, I would say, of business people deciding to wait until next year, which means that there's far less competition out there right now. So I would recommend that right now is a really good time to focus on actually getting stuff done, getting yourself positioned, potentially even launching stuff before Christmas, because it's a great opportunity to get in front of people when you normally wouldn't have had that opportunity. And it's also an awesome opportunity to start using a lot more of that digital work in the method side of things, because people are there in front of their computers. And then finally, the flip side of that coin is because everyone's going high tech with all the digital stuff, you might want to go old fashioned. One of my favorite old fashioned tricks is to take the email newsletter we would normally put in a newsletter, take all those words and images, put it onto an A3 sheet of paper, fold it in half, and post it to the top 100 people that are either my prospects or my existing customers. And they loved it because it was the only piece of mail that they received that was not a statement or a bill. And so that's another great way of actually doing it. When everyone's zigging, you zag. So when everyone's going high tech, you go high touch, or you go a little old fashioned. But some of that old fashioned stuff really, really works. What else do I want to tell you? Just one more thing. There's a new ebook that I've put up on the website. So if you go to russellpearson.com, that you'll see there's a Better Clients section. So there's a new ebook there I've put called Better Clients Fast. Now it has some of these sort of tactics that I've got and a whole bunch more for how to find your ideal clients and how to connect with them in a very, very easy way. And there's a whole bunch of resources in there you might want to download. So go check that out, russellpearson.com. Until next time, I'm going to stay sweaty because it's really hot in here. And I might have to get a fan now that we're heading on to summer. And I'd love you to stay passionate. And I will catch you on the next one. Bye for now.